There are several reasons for depression. Why will we will create situations, or we'll go into an energy, or we'll empathically take on other people's depression, ancestors' depression. And with pen and paper, just take a moment and just jot these down. And it's going to be just five bullet points. Step 1, 2, 3, really 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what you're going to be listening for and feeling for is the ones that resonate for you the most as I share these concepts with you. So, whatever layer or level of depression that you're feeling right now, or kind of that historic depression, because right now in this very moment, you might be feeling pretty good, because depression can go in waves and cycles. So, in general, that level of depression that you feel, that you experience, ask yourself, do you want to cultivate a deeper level of connection with your essence? So, number one would be connection with essence. Are you using depression to go deep in, to push yourself into your divine line, to connect with your light more deeply? The second reason we'll try to use depression, or the reason we'll use depression, is we're thinking that if we use depression, it's got a heavy energy, it's got a deep in energy, and maybe we can use the depression to push in to try to release an old trauma, to return fragments of energies that we're holding from previous incarnations or even this incarnation back. We're using that depression to go deep in, trying to create a release. Or, and that's number two. Number three, or are you using depression and going deep in, nobody cares about me, nobody loves me, nobody even thinks about me, thinking about all of your needs, I'm totally alone, I'm totally abandoned, what's the point? Are you going deep in with all of that, trying to retrieve responsibility for all of your needs? So we want to think about emotions as energy and motion. They are mechanisms that help us do things, but we're not conscious typically about how we're using our emotions. So are we using those depression hands, arms, waves to try to retrieve responsibility for meeting your needs? And then the fourth one is, are you using depression and you feel completely and totally weighted down by the world and responsible for everyone, and you can't even lift your head anymore because it's so overwhelming and it's just so heavy, and all these responsibilities that you're holding are creating this incredible depression, and you're responsible for mom or for children or for friends or for family or for the world, and all of this responsibility that you're holding is creating the depression. And so then we can use the grief to release it. But that's another reason why we might be in a state of depression. And then the fifth reason would be, are you empathically feeling your grandmothers, your mothers, your great-grandmothers, your grandfathers' depression because of the trauma that they experienced, and they didn't go through a grief process to clear the depression? And so you're empathically feeling all of their unprocessed trauma, which then creates this incredible depression. And then it's empathic. And anytime we're empathic, it's an indicator we have information. We want to return the responsibility, and I'll go through a protocol to help clear that as well. So those are the 5 kind of bullet points of why we'll use depression. And take a moment right now and star the ones that resonate for you the most. Is it that you want to connect deeply with your essence? You're trying to release an old trauma? You are trying to retrieve responsibility for your needs? You're feeling the weight of all of this responsibility that people have given you or you've taken? Or empathic? And I think all of us have a certain level of the empathic. So you could do a little star on that one. And then what's your number 1? What's your number 2? What's your number 3? And kind of make a note. And then as you work through these layers and these practices over the next few weeks or few months, focus first on my top one is, oh yeah, I feel responsible for everyone. Okay, so then every single day, you're just going to do a little protocol, a little energetic process, returning that responsibility back to everybody at the level of their higher selves, where they have the capacity to receive it, sending appropriate information, returning the bundles,